You have been doing the work. And for a while it was beautiful. The meditations were getting deeper. The stillness was becoming more natural. You could feel yourself peeling away layers, one by one, getting lighter, getting clearer, getting closer to something you could not quite name but you knew was real. There were moments where everything clicked, moments where the mind went quiet and something vast opened up inside you. Every session felt like another step forward. But then, without any warning, without anything going wrong, everything just stopped. The depth you used to touch so easily started slipping away. The peace that once came so naturally now feels like a distant memory. You are still sitting, still watching, still doing everything you were doing before. And the worst part is you cannot figure out what changed. There is this quiet ache inside, this sense that the door was right there, inches away, and somehow it moved. You start asking yourself, why did everything suddenly stop working? Most people hit this wall and assume they made a mistake. They think they lost their way, or the method broke, or they just are not cut out for this. But Ramana Maharshi saw this moment completely differently. He said, "This is not where you failed. This is the final wall. And it only shows up when you are closer than you have ever been. Let me show you why." Point 1. The enemy changed its face. In the beginning, the things blocking your way were obvious. Loud thoughts, restless emotions, old patterns pulling you out of presence. You could see them, name them, and move past them. They were like rocks in the middle of a road. But what you are facing now is nothing like that. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It has quietly slipped into the one place you would never think to look. It has become the voice that says, "I am making progress. I am doing this right. I am the one getting closer." Point 2. The seeker is the trap. This is the part nobody wants to hear. That beautiful drive to keep going. That sense of "I am on the right path." That feeling of spiritual sincerity, that is the obstacle. Not your laziness. Not your distractions. The one who is trying so hard to wake up is the most sophisticated barrier you will ever face. It does not feel like a problem. It feels like devotion. It feels like effort. It feels like the most honest part of you. And that is exactly why it works so well. Point 3. Turn the lens around. Let me ask you something. Do not answer with your mind. Just let these land. Who is the one who wants to be free? Who is the one who feels stuck right now? Who is the one who remembers how close they used to feel? Who is the one keeping score? Can you actually find that person? Or is it just a voice? A feeling? A story that has been running so long you forgot to question it? Point 4. The wall is not in front of you. Here is where everything flips. The barrier is not some final lesson you have not learned. It is not a technique you have not tried. It is the belief that there is a you who needs to cross over. As long as that one exists, the search keeps spinning. Effort keeps building. And you keep showing up at the same locked door, wondering why your key never fits. This is the paradox Ramana kept pointing to. You cannot push your way past this, because the one pushing is the very thing in the way. Try harder and the wall gets thicker. Stop trying and the mind panics. Do nothing and you feel guilty. Pick up any tool and it becomes another brick in the wall. You are standing at the edge and the instruction is to let go, but the one who would let go is the one who needs to vanish. Do you see the bind? There is no method for this. There is no next step. Every move you make feeds the illusion that there is a someone who needs to make it. So what happens when doing is the problem? Ramana's invitation was so simple, it almost sounds too easy. Stop chasing the thought outward. Instead, look at where the thought is coming from. Not as a new practice, not as a strategy, just gently. Right now, as you are hearing these words, something is aware of them. Something is listening. Something quiet and steady behind all the noise. And that something is not trying, it is not struggling, it has no opinion about whether you are progressing or falling behind. It is just here, open, quiet, present. Can you feel that? Even slightly? That soft hum of presence underneath everything. That is not something you need to build. That is not something you need to earn. It has been here the entire time, during every meditation, during every breakthrough, during every moment you thought you lost your way. It never left. It never arrived. It was never missing. The only mistake was believing you were the one who needed to find it, that there was a journey to finish, a line to cross, a better version of you waiting at the end. When this is seen, not thought about, not believed in, but directly noticed in this very moment, something lets go on its own. Not because you forced it, not because you cracked the code, but because the question dissolves. The seeker dissolves. And what remains is not a trophy. It is not a state you achieved. It is not fireworks or angels singing. It is the most ordinary, most natural, most effortless thing in the world. Just this. Just here. You know that feeling when you have been carrying something heavy for so long you forgot you were holding it. And then your hands just open, not because someone told you to, but because your fingers simply got tired of gripping. And there is this wave of relief, not because something new showed up, but because something unnecessary finally fell away. That is what this is. Everything you were chasing was already underneath the chase. Every answer you were looking for was hiding behind the one who was looking. The path disappears at the end, not because it failed you, but because the one walking it was never really there to begin with.